How's it going, and welcome to Villains Voiced, a series where I dive into certain NPCs and give them a little bit of flair because everyone loves to hate villains, and the best way to do that is by giving them a voice of their own. In today's video, we will be taking a look at Xardorok Sunblight, a Duergar menace that plagues Icewind Dale. But before I go into anything major, I must warn you that there will be spoilers, so players that plan on playing Icewind Dale Realm of the Frost Maiden, do not watch this video, but DMs that want some insight onto how to roleplay this fine yet intriguing individual, go ahead and stick around because we have a lot to go over. And here he is, Xardorok Sunblight, leader of the Sunblight clan and the father of 9 slain children and the husband of 3 slain wives. Here he is in all of his immense power, but also his insaneness. This guy is clinically insane for 2 reasons. 1, because he clads himself in Chardolin, and 2, most important of all, he thinks that he's worshipping Deep Dura, the Duergar goddess that freed all of the Duergar from the Mind Flayers. But sadly, he is mistaken. Really, the person whispering all these machinations in his mind is Asmodeus, the devil himself. And the person helping out with this is Klondorn, a spiked devil in disguise. Because of all of this stuff, Xardorok is going insane, and he is doing everything he can to get his hands on all the Chardolin in all of Icewind Dale, and he is going to unleash a dragon to kill all the 10 towners, and then kill all of the dwarves of the Dwarven Valley, and finally he will be able to control all of the Chardolin in all of the land. Once your player is finally charged through all of Sunblight and confront him wherever he is, he could be in his temple, he could be in the forge, he could be in his throne room, wherever he is, your players finally confront him and he will expout to the party.
And who might you be? How do these outsiders find themselves in my fortress? Who let you in these halls? Xardorok Sunblight, leader of Clan Sunblight, and faithful to Deep Dura, shall not tolerate any who defile these halls with their mere presence.
If your players decide to tell him how they got in, and specifically tell them that a Duergar let them in, he will go ahead and retort,
"Then they shall be put to death. We have no need for any who conspire against me."
When your players arrived here, they saw a dragon making its way out, and if your players go ahead and confront them about this dragon, he can go ahead and say,
"Ah yes, my beautiful Chardolin dragon, forged with the marvelous crystal that resides in this land. My pet shall destroy everyone in the towns and pave the path to my new dominion."
If you're allowing your players to be able to stop the Chardolin dragon in these very halls here with some big red button or some other ex machina, you can go ahead and have him say,
"You think I will allow you to stop my pet? You think I will let you defile the Chardolin? No, it will not be so."
If your players already fought 1 or 2 of Xardorok's kids and actually killed them and tell Xardorok about this right now, he can go ahead and say,
"They are dead?
At which point he will go ahead and snap off the remaining pieces of his crown that signify his children.
Then the last of my children are dead. It matters not. Their treachery just got the better of them in the end. I will create new children soon enough with the lovely Muzgardt matron, and our clans shall unite to conquer all of Icewind Dale."
If your players already talked to Clan Muzgardt and are in on the treachery and decide to try and reverse it on Muzgardt by telling Xardorok all this, he will totally deny it and say,
"The lies you dare tell me in my own home are far too impetuous. Your transgressions against us will lead you to your doom.
If your player's already decided to kill Muzgardt and Xardorok finds out about this, he will go ahead and say,
"So you have taken my future bride. You have destroyed the alliance of these two great clans. I shall have your bodies fed to the furnace. Deep Dura, guide my hand."
Inevitably, combat will ensue with this foe. He will enlarge in size, and he will call upon any that are nearby to fight alongside him. And you can have him say such things as,
"By my hand, I shall tear you apart. My magic is blessed by the strongest of the goddesses. Burn and suffer my wrath. You are all so small and pathetic. Your kind are but a fraction of our own. You cannot hit what you cannot see. Any who slay the interlopers shall be rewarded by Deep Dura."
Hopefully your players can get the better of this character. Hopefully your players are strong enough on their own, or they are using the Muzgardt Duergar alongside them to go ahead and have a fighting chance. If your players do a tremendous amount of damage to Xardorok, he will decide to flee, and he will specifically go to one of the elevators nearby and try and get away from the characters. As he runs away, whether he be enlarged, whether he be invisible, or he is using some meat shields to block the path, he will go ahead and shout out,
"I will kill you all before the day is done. I can assure you of that."
At which point, he will go ahead and try to retreat to Muzgardt if she is still alive. And this is the best part, if he is severely damaged, he will retreat to Muzgardt, and Muzgardt will go ahead and take advantage of the whole situation. But when he arrives, he will go pleading,
"My sweet, I am in grave danger. Save me."
Hopefully your players are going to be there when you deliver the finishing blow to this character. If not, he's just going to be killed off screen by Muzgardt, which is going to be hilarious. Your players show up and they try and find the king, and he's just going to be there dead. But if that eventuality doesn't happen, your players are the ones to finally deal the mortal blow. He can go ahead and have in his death throes cry out,
"Dura's warmth embraces me. I feel a blazing passion warm my soul."
And to his ultimate despair, in the afterlife, his soul will be dragged to the 9 hells. He was not in Deep Dura's embrace. He was embraced by the devil, Asmodeus. And that's it. A couple of lines here to really get us in the mindset of this character. This guy is one of the major villains of the campaign. In fact, he is, in my opinion, one of the 3 major villains of the campaign. The first being Sephic Caltro, the second being Xardorok Sunblight, and the third, of course, being O'Real. Xardorok is an important figure in this campaign, and it's sad that, unfortunately, you're probably not going to get too much time to interact as this individual because your players are going to show up and try and kill him. But this guy is influential. He is the one in charge of all the Duergar across the land that are hampering the 10 towns. He is the one that unleashed the dragon upon 10 towns and is trying to destroy it all. And if he is not dealt with, he will undoubtedly control Icewind Dale because, quite frankly, the 10 towns aren't going to be able to stop all of the Duergar and the dragon combined. So keep this person's motivations in the back of your mind. What is he doing? He is insane, yes, but he is of clear enough mind to have machinations in place to destroy the 10 towns, and he's also trying to forge an alliance with some other Duergar. Obviously, he's being blinded by the love for the matron of the Muzgardt clan, and also his own insaneness. He's too paranoid of all of his own Duergar. He doesn't even trust his own sons anymore, but he trusts a random individual who is definitely going to stab him in the back. You know, that is awesome storytelling there. Try and convey as much of that as you can in this character. He is fascinating. The most intriguing part about it is his crown. He wears a crown of Chardolin, and he has 9 points on it, depicting one for each of the kids he has had. Almost all of them are dead. Only 2 have remained, but your players could have already killed them all. So that is awesome imagery here. This king is wearing a crown of broken thorns, and that is truly representative of the situation that he's in. So go ahead and tell me, how are you going to roleplay this individual? Is he just going to be a boss at the end of a room that your players go ahead and fight against? Or is this guy going to be a reoccurring villain that your players potentially go up against multiple times? Is this guy going to be more present in the campaign, or are you simply going to run it as is? If you do, the sky's the limit. Who knows what your players are going to get up to? But I just find that this guy has a lot to work with, so go ahead and use everything you have. That is going to do for me for this video. I cannot wait to dive into more of the villains and potential heroes of this campaign because there is a lot. I like diving in here and fleshing out some of the characters' motivations because, you know, just simply writing down ideals, bonds, flaws, and personality traits for characters really lets you get in the mind space of these characters and lets you as the DM roleplay them so much better. Go ahead and tell me your plans for this character, and the best way you can go ahead and tell me about that is by subscribing, liking, and commenting down below. That's going to do it for me though. Thank you all for watching, and I cannot wait to see you all in the next one.